What's up, everyone? I figured I'd do one more boglin tour since I've got pretty much the last of the new boglins have come out. Let's start out at these carded baby action spitting boglins, and let's just go to the main display. Alright, so down here I just have mostly just vintage ones, just two vintage drools. The darker brown dwark, drool, and hairy vlob. None of these are in the correct boxes, obviously. And again, continue with the vintage vlobs, dwarks, drools. The hairy boglins are my favorite. There's the very rare yellow hairy vlob, hairy dwark. The two, what do you want to call them, light blue drools. Another hairy drool, another hairy vlob. Most of this stuff you guys have seen before in my other videos, but I just figured I would film just as an update. People keep watching my older boglin video where I'm saying I have the world's largest collection, and I have some guy arguing me in the comments that I don't, and you know, I probably don't, but it seemed like a good headline, and it's probably one of my most viewed videos. As you guys know, these color variants are very rare. And this is pretty much all the vintage big boglins I have. I'm not going into as much details. I think I've chronicled this all pretty good. I just figured I'd show my current setup. Action boglins. Here's a very rare spunk. You don't see him too often. Got this guy's name, but there's two variants of him. Now, like, I feel like nobody who lives in the UK, and these were only sold in the UK, remember these guys in the store that I've spoken to. So we're still not sure if they're like factory errors or they actually were like a very limited colorway. And that goes for some other ones that we're going to get to. These are the glow boglins. I do have you probably saw them, the long tongues. But I probably should kibble the long tongue smalls together, which I don't. I might do that actually. But these little solid piece plastic guys are kind of the thing that started the whole new boglin thing. Tim Clark was making these by hand, and they were blind boxes. Here are the wiggly tongue boglins, sans tongues. Some of them, mine either came without tongues or a rotting tongue. Personally, I know it's the toy is not complete now. I think the tongues look horrible. So I am perfectly content with them not having their stupid red balloon looking tongues. Here's a glint and quirk, possibly one of my favorite boglins, and them also in a box, not sealed of course, but that's kind of where they live. Another hair and vintage dwark. Here are the original blobkin and boggle bones. These were very sought after, and I still think they are, but I think the re-release kind of took their value down a little bit. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I know I didn't. There's tons of baby boglins in there. Horribly displayed, I know, but what can you do? Now we're going to start with the new 2020 to 2022 line, which it's not officially done, but from what I understand, talking to Tim and Chris, it's pretty much done. Here's Crazy Clown, which I think is really cool. And the re-release of Boggle Bones and Blobkin, Dark Lord Boglins. Here are the OGs, the first ones that came out: King, Vlob, Dwark, and Drool. The gold ones were part of the Kickstarter. I don't think they're different enough for me to buy, so I probably wouldn't have bought them normally, but they're cool to have, I guess. And I decided not to open them. Here are the alien boglins. I know these are pretty controversial. Some people don't like them. I think they really pop, and I think they're really cool. And hey, if you don't like something, it's very simple. Don't buy it. And we're not exactly done with the vintage guys, because here we got some sort of grail type items. Here are just the Sagis. The Arco boglins they're like hard plastic articulated boglins. These are very rare. Those are vintage from the 80s. This guy is actually from my childhood. And there's a Cavity Colors boglins pin. And this is like kind of like 3 very rare boglin or boglin type items. Here we got the brown Vlob, Hairy Dork, which might be my all-time favorite boglin of all time, and the Maku. He is a I've gone over him many times, but if this is the only video you've seen, just so you know, he's a boglin type knockoff toy from Argentina. Very rare, and the fact that I have the box just makes it that much rarer. And the box is really fun. This is a never removed from box lobster. The box isn't in great shape, but still pretty cool to have. It's my only sealed vintage boglin. And we got the black boglins, whatever the eye comes out of that one, his little friend comes out of that guy's mouth, and that's Grunge, the rarest action boglin. And here we go, rounding out the tour with sealed King Spunk, sealed Drac and Vlad, the Bat Boglins. And you're probably thinking, why didn't I open these? They're so cool. Don't worry, I did. I just have 2. And here we go, the same 3, loose. I really like these guys. This is a great way to end the line if this is truly the end. And of course we got Wart and Topar, which also are really cool. And I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again because it's something that I'm very proud of. That Spunk and King Wart were scanned from my original boglins by Tim. Tim has become kind of a friend of mine over the years, of just knowing him online. And he borrowed these from me to scan. And they're basically scanned from my boglins. So if you own these guys, they came from this guy. Yep, King Wart was not scanned from Harry Wart. He was scanned from this exact boglin. That's the granddaddy of all King Warts. And he borrowed my Spunk to make the Dark Lord Spunk. But my boglin collection is like, I wouldn't say it's complete because there's always some weird, rare variant out there that I don't have. But I don't think it's going to change too much over the years, so I figured now is a good time to take a video of it. And I hope you guys enjoyed.